in like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, welcome back to another. Are we live? Yeah, it's still spinning in circles. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic podcast. I have one of my favorite guests and a good friend with me tonight. I have Sean Bond with us. We're going to hit the intro and we're going to get started, and it should be a really fun show. So, buckle up because this one's going to be amazing. We're going to cover
Yeah, this is going to be a good show. How are you, Rob? Oh, you're muted, by the way.
I'm good. I'm good. Is it unmute me? Yeah, there we go. And guys, just remember, if you're on YouTube or you're on Rumble, remember to subscribe. I'm going to put the subscribe button up. We're almost at 5,000 on Rumble, which is really good for Rumble. So yeah, hit the subscribe button and follow me on Rumble. And follow me on YouTube. Hit the like button. Remember to hit the like, and remember to hit the notification bell on here and on Rumble. That way you'll know every time I go live. And with all that said, I give my guest a big warm welcome today. With me, I have the amazing. Why is it still playing? Sorry, this is. I don't want to hit it again. There we go. It's still playing. Okay, there we go. With me, I have the amazing Sean Bond. I wrote a little blurb about it. I wrote, "Join me as I welcome back my good friend and powerful multidimensional healer, Sean Bond of PsionicLeague.com. Sean will be doing live about the audience. Will talk about his upcoming Mexico trip, and we'll also be talking about ET artifacts and helping activate your optimal timeline. If you're ready to break through energetic blockages and open up your highest potential, this show is for you." About Sean Bond. Sean Bond is a multidimensional intuitive, psychic healer, and timeline reader. Founder of PsionicLeague, Sean helps people unlock soul memory, remove blockages, and align with their soul's mission. He works across timelines and realities, accessing ancient knowledge and galactic consciousness to assist others in their awakening. His techniques include quantum timeline clearing, DNA activation, chakra balancing and expansion, entity removal and soul retrieval, targeting, psychic defense, and multidimensional coaching, and much more. Sean has helped countless people remember their soul contracts and restore their spiritual sovereignty. You can check out his website at PsionicLeague.com, and he's on YouTube at PsionicLeague. And I'd like to give him a big warm welcome back to the show. Sean, thanks so much for coming back on, man. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. Love being on. Yeah, and so people get the different energies that are going on. We got some cool stuff and transcending. Some of the alien artifacts that I brought. This is a little bowl that comes with like one of the spheres we're finding, and there's like tons of these Iboga spheres coming out. I'll put a share screen later with some of the videos coming out. There's more and more being shown of these flying metal spheres, and they're being found as well, dug up. So, and I'm excited to explore and find some more. But like some of the stone spheres, like one goes in this bowl. This like goes with ET kind of sun deity of some type. So people get the energies of that. Each one of these has like rare kinds of ability things coming out. So right here's a UFO, and that's a design that we see often with some of the types that are found in Awelos, as well as the dragons are shown here. And this ET artifact kind of thing that's found on multiple necklaces that have been found. I'll try to get everything, but
wow, that's fascinating.
And a person with the bowl, and some interesting symbols that people can try to decode if they want. But we don't know everything. We just know the energy and the buildup and the rare abilities and collective consciousness and telepathic conversations with some of the beings. Now, multiple of these spheres are being found in this type of stone, which is a rare stone. They tried analyzing it, no other record kind of thing came back, so they don't know. and it's very densified. So it's like shown with like stone energy. Some evidence of. Let's see. It's very heavy though. Let's see if I can.
It's amazing though. That's really fascinating.
Here's the concept of an ET holding it, a sphere, and representing my hands. So there's like a little spaceship ideogram right there under it, and we're thinking that has to do with contact. So you can contact species through these objects.
Wow.
Makes it in programmed and stuff. Let's see here. Like a symbol for like a breath kind of coming out of his mouth kind of thing. So they might go into like the breath of life stuff. And rare techniques. Some headdress, some interesting eyes, and a headdress above it, which could go into symbologies for higher consciousness. This sphere amplifies super intelligence at a very high level. I was getting like really awesome ideas and expansion in my mind when we first got this. And there's some more interesting, like here's a head with ET eyes kind of thing. So we're thinking these are hybrids that came down the line. So some of these objects are made by ETs and some of them made by the hybrids and the different generations coming after. Let's see, another headdress, being of authority kind of thing sitting there. What else we got here? Yeah, what was that? And then another dragon symbology, which could go into the Quetzalcoatl kind of feathered serpent, which is right here. So people can see that ideogram. Very heavy.
Wow.
So those will be working with us. There's got a few others, like this really heavy crystal skull that we've shown before. Oh my God. This glows again in UV light. This UFOs. Long skull type being coming off it. And
oh, wow. That's amazing.
Gosh, it's heavy. It's like 50 pounds. Very densified.
That is amazing.
Mer person, again, with a mer tail. And it's a little bit coming off with the dirt because this isn't ink or anything. And there's an eye, double eye of Horus or Ra kind of thing there in the back. Here's what it looks like. My God. But there's also so many of these being found, and they're very powerful. They give me great dreams. Telekinesis, telepathic contact with ETs, levitation, teleportation. I love those things. I'll find the videos of the spheres, and I can even take you down a little rabbit hole with some of the cool things I've been finding. But let's see here. What? Man. There we go. I'll look at that one. Yeah, I'll do a little share screen and I'll go into like some of the stuff. Let me just get all these things off me. And yeah, we'll be going into abundance. So there's big things to talk about today.
Yeah, one of the big things that you wanted to talk about was the Mexico trip too, right? That's when is that, and like, how's that coming along? Like, you know.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I'll bring that up in a second. Let me just do a share screen. So with that, that's in October 21st till like November 3rd. I don't know anyone else that's doing this kind of thing. Where we're gonna take you to place of power pyramids that have superpowers, and they can grant you these superpowers. So no one even really knows how to tune into the energy or the psychic tracking of these big places of power, which I'll go into a few with you. I don't know. Can you see the share screen?
I'm gonna add it right now. It might be moving slow because StreamYard's moving slow, but it should be adding right now.
Okay, thanks for telling me that. I'll try to speed it up. Do you see it on screen?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, mine's a little loady. Let's see if I can get it up, but yeah, and we got, it's a little bit of a race because we only got 3 seats for this one left. So contact us now as you can, but we do have another tour we'll redirect you. So feel free to just contact me at PsionicLeague@gmail.com, which is on my screen in a bit as I go back to the full screen. And Trip and Corey at the top, and I'll add you to the list. You'll probably be, if you act quickly, you can be a part of this one, which will be going to like Quetzalcoatl's portal again, which is a bunch of the dragons. It goes to a realm that has a bunch of its species in it, and you can converse with the dragons. They're very powerful. They're very good at telepathy. I was like, they were blasting my ear when I was there. And then they want to know a lot. Every human has different things they're good at, so they can trade with you things they're really good at. A lot of stuff they're good at, and they'll want help with their race and the realm and opening it up and all this kind of stuff. So we'll be going deep. Teotihuacan, the city of the gods. You can see like UFOs like above this kind of thing. Very big ET hotspot. We're going to the hot springs, one of the best hot springs in Mexico. Super powered love there. We're going to be activating. Tula, where some of the ET artifacts are found, giants are being found, with stuff there. Rare things coming out. Ascension stuff, Chicana, with a side of bacon. Going deeper to elevating you years, lifetimes ahead in like just going to some of these places. Some are stargates, time abilities, spatial tech, depossession, super strength, telekinesis, weather, changing abilities, manifestation, abundance, love, healing. There's so many things we're going to, and we doing it at a price that nobody's doing it cheaper and having more days than most people. So this stuff is crazy. A lot of these places are older than people talk about. They're built in layers with multiple civilizations on top. So they just talk about the newer civilizations, and they just make it seem stupid with like sacrifice and stuff. Like it's not like the original things have nothing to do with that. That's just like an add-on from some of the Aztecs, and a lot of the Mayans don't do that, and that's where a lot of where we're going. And they're like older deities that aren't really have a mythos anymore, except in some of these artifacts. And they have big place power. So here's the
dude. That's insane. That is so insane. Yeah. Why do you think they're coming, Sean? Do you think they're like humans trying to make contact with us?
Yes, and it's a replaying of history, as I'll show you on this other one. So. I don't know. Okay, so muting that. So here's there's a bunch of spheres being found of different types. Here's a boogosphere that was found underground as an example, and some of them have like all these etchings into them, so they're like generations of making them more powerful. There's thousands of these artifacts being found again. And these symbols on them of like here's the boogosphere that was found that is fell to the ground after being shocked by electrical wires. It's got this circuit pattern and interesting moon symbols. It's some densified, high densified aluminum with other alloys in it. It's changed weights. There's all these different species being found in spheres. And images of the spheres being found by beings being like here's another one that was found. So like these spheres being granted by UFOs and all that, which I'll go into in a second. This is a big part of disclosure coming on, and they can't stop it. And there's going to be more and more. So be a part of this if you can, and contact me, because we know where these things are. We know more and more as we're a family being brought together. Here's my other friend, Mike Forrest, who collects fuck tons. He's got like 600. And again, these symbols that show up that are the same ones in multiple places on multiple artifacts of different kinds. So it's like, it's a big thing that's coming out more and more that's going to be shown. Let me see this. Yeah, there's more of these spheres. And again, there's like crop circles that will go into this, flying discs, things flying around in symbology and orbs. You're going to see more of this. So here's another one of an artifact that it's being granted by UFO essentially to these people, which are probably hybrids, seeing as the eyes with the future generation. So I think this has happened before where they're ramping up and will be shown to humanity more. And this is a part of disclosure. So I think it's a repeating of history with these spheres being found. And yeah, here's me with there's also pyramids, tablets, cubes being found that glow in UV light. After, here's it, like with the light removed. Yeah, it's just tons of stuff. Egyptian hieroglyphs, Sumerian dragons kind of thing. It's got it's just such a beautiful thing. I know this guy that has hundreds of like UFOs that he has in his office. These venerating, and then of course like the crystal skulls and stuff like that. And let's see here. Let me just bring up. I think I have it somewhere here. Now, yeah, there's this big sphere being found. Let me just go through it. And there's, of course, that Atlas object coming in October, which might be a big part of things. I keep seeing them do this thing with disclosure where they bring out things and then they pull the rug out because they want to use it as a smoke screen or a tool of distraction. And here's these cubes flying around. So I think there's going to be shown more cubes and different geometry ships, different kinds. Yeah, and here's that thing with the Atlas and where it's going to kind of, at least they're saying it might come in contact or at least closer to Earth. Whatever that object is, they're saying it could be not natural. There's a concept that I know about family coming out some of these artifacts from the data. It's like, wow, there's more and more of these videos coming out. Looking for that. And same types of beings over and over again. And all these different artifacts. Crystal skulls, and even real skulls are being found of different like elongated skulls, throne room, elongated skulls. But that you want to be careful with because they're still killing people over that. Now the artifacts that you can't, they're not going to stop you. So don't be afraid of like going into this, getting your own, finding, going on, exploring, going with the groups that are. There is, some, you got to be still careful about the government and that they want to cover this up, but they're not going to kill you over it, fortunately. And yeah, more of these spheres being found all around. I'm just like covering as I go. Definitely go to the alien event in Las Vegas that we're doing. So here's the concept of another video where three were flying around. You're gonna see off. Looking for the ways what's needed where what have all your theories on is all negative with that. I think all three of those types of factors out see a lot of like observations that we need to put on this around more and more and different types of shapes. So there'll be like that they started coming out with that, and then it got suppressed in the whole New Jersey thing. So we're still going to be seeing a lot more of that kind of thing.
That's amazing, though. I mean, I never saw that with the three orbs, the three spheres floating like that. That's really fascinating, man. That's huge. Like, I mean, that is like amazing. Like it's
right.
It's like you're really trying to like get contact. It seems like.
Oh yeah. And then there's the two sides of how disclosure to be going down. Now they're gonna both be doing things at the same time, because people talk about the fake alien invasion and concept. That's like more of a manipulated narrative to the disclosure, which is them getting the story that they want, so that they control everything that happens after that, or at least control what they can in the continuance of it. Which, there are multiple factions involved, so what one faction wants is not exactly just going to stick. There's lots of talks of like them doing a narrative of like a mock play of like a good guy and a bad guy, and then getting into where like humanity comes together with a common enemy, and then bringing to greater full acceptance eventually in like this narrative that's played out. That is definitely a possibility. I see that mostly in the timeline happening after trigger of events of enough arrests happening to where they need enough distractions, and then they'll play out that card. Otherwise, they'll just try to like do the put it a little out and then keep pulling it back, kind of thing. So if November collides with the things of some arrests and big things happening that people wake up to besides ETs, then I would say that there's a good chance of it unfolding faster. Though again, it's under flux, so this isn't a set in time date. This is something you're tug of warring at to bring into manifestation, though, and everyone has the power to add to that tug of war. And I can relate more on that because there's like a big thing with disclosure. And then there's the light forces, what they want, and because a lot of them like non-intervention, but they technically need to intervene more, at least to equal the playing fields of things, because they say that they're trying to balance the chess game of what the dark does. And so they're allowed to act and stop some of the things and with what they've exposed, but there's bureaucracy and they don't know everything. So people out on the ground, you can expose to this collective that has to do with, it's like the disclosure and ascension of Earth is the thing. And they kind of branch off with some of the unified governments throughout the galaxy. And they need to be given more information. Some of the people here, boots on the ground, have versions of themselves up there, as well as some, it depends on who it is, because this also engages with higher dimensions and beings there. So you can relay to them shit that's going down that shouldn't be happening, that's not making it equal, as well as some of the light forces bring drama with them. So they definitely need to step up against that drama. Some of the big things I'm finding that that if they find more of happening, this will amplify the speed of disclosure, which is these things being seen in the sky more and more frequent, is cheating in temporal dilation, abduction by like my labs and negative ETs, as well as some other spiritual factions like angels and stuff have a thing that they, if they see more of this happening on the dark side, then they intervene more. So everyone needs to be exposing these cheating things that are happening that are like suppressants and control grids. Like you'll find cheating in altars being made where somebody kept being abducted and they add more abductions back in time to add abuse, mind control, trauma. Things that live, trauma, overwhelmed with negative emotions, like things that, and limitations all over them. Like with Montauk, they're a really big abuser. And so you can expose these to this council that is overseeing the disclosure and the balancing the chessboard here, and an uplifting growth of Ascension version. And the more that is exposed to them, that's seen of that, this speeds up disclosure. So I recommend people doing a lot more of that.
Yeah.
We also are getting into the abundance reading. So we go ahead into listing the people that donated. And again, people can donate to, and you can put the link in.
Yeah, put the link in the chat. I'll put it in again. Yeah,
sorry, there's
it's okay.
The more people donate, the top donator at the end will get an extra abundance upgrade that I'll give them. So yeah, the more you donate, the more I'll give in the reading. So feel free to that. It helps support Rob, and also like to where he could possibly get boots on the ground one of these Mexican trips that we're going on, and then bring out disclosure in filming some cool stuff that we're going to show him there.
Yeah, because it seems like disclosure is like. I wanted to ask you real quick before we get into the abundance readings. I'm put the link in the. How was your conference experience? Full disclosure now. Did you like it?
Oh yeah, it's souped up. The family, the soul family. That was a really good, powerful soul family that I met up there. It souped up the giant egregore, positive egregore. That is the collective of all our higher selves in unity, trading, commerce, and porting each other, and then getting it to where it pushes disclosure faster. And it's been ramping up a lot. Last year, it did a big timeline shift. I'm seeing evidence of more timeline shift now, especially in things that ever needed it. A lot of powerful people. We did a presentation on memory retrieval and activation, and it was like giving birth to this giant collective memory baby that like amplifies the great remembering. So like look to that, and then again the presentations will be online at fulldisclosuremovement.org eventually, and you can ask Brian about that. It'll probably Brian's saying it'll probably like get that up eventually when it's all good. And we'll be getting some good information out there and doing a lot of cool interviews with powerful people from that event, and more things just rolling. Oh man, there's some big powerful talks there. ET contacts. I saw some UFOs and some shooting stars. We're doing it with the laser.
That was so much fun when you had the laser, dude. I remember that. Like, I remember you being on the beach and you were showing those girls the crystal skull, and then I also remember walking around with you, and we had a big group, and you had the laser. That was when we went up to Brian's room, I think, and we all smoked that night. It was, that was a fun night, man. That was so much. Randy Kramer was there, like, dude. It was like James Bartley was there. We had a crew, man. That was so much fun, dude. Like, oh my god, man. That was
if only we had teleporters and could just sync up all the time and just do awesome stuff like that. That's like, this is something you need. It's what your soul craves, is people like you and like-minded people that just amplify your whole mission and what you're here to do. And remember, and get out of the muggle matrix stuff of the just like, oh, how's your day? Nice weather out there. Just like stuff that you just like just all the time. Get to the greater things to talk about.
Yeah, like if it's for the fans, like for you guys that like watch us all, for the people that know that we're all hanging out the one night, it was like me, Sean, Nathan Sizek, Matthew Mornian, James Bartley, Randy Kramer, Christy Campbell was there. I'm trying to think. The girl Kriya was there. I think maybe Daryl. I can't remember. There was a bunch of us. You know, it was. I mean, it was like that the whole conference though. It was like Soul Family the whole conference. It was like. It was amazing, you know. I had a blast. I had a blast both years, you know. So I'm hoping to do it again next year for real. Like, I mean, it was really, yeah.
Definitely worth it.
Well, I'll get to the first
the dance parties.
the dance, dude. The dance party was amazing. Yeah, the dance party was fun. I was a little bit like shy of dancing. I can dance, but like I didn't want to dance because the cameras and everything. Like, cause I knew Brian was filming it. But like, dude, you guys were getting down, man. Everybody was dancing. It was amazing. It reminded me of like an old school rave. You know what I mean? Like, and that DJ was really good. You know, he was amazing.
Adam Apollo. That was good. And I think he's going to do more events in this Sedona because he's like buying a center, which would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I loved his set. I mean, the music he was playing was amazing. It really flowed well, and it really went good with the vibe of the conference. I heard he just had a regression done with Sarah Bressman Cosme. Someone told me that. Like, so I guess he's like in the community as well, or something like that. Do you know him?
Who the
Adam Apollo, the DJ.
Yeah. We talked. It was fun. A lot of past life stuff. We'll do some things with him in the future. Yeah, it's great. Soul Family that's coming online. This is gonna a big unifier. So like, definitely come to these events. The one each year. I think as especially more and more people, it's just, oh my God, it's just gonna be insane the effect it has on the world each time it goes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I can bring up the first one. The first person is Anchor Haven, and I'll bring up her. Let me see here. I'll bring up her avatar here, and she donated $8.88, and it's just her avatar, so you can kind of tap into her, and yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, Julia, she's like involved in the SSP. She's like in the Merg group with Brian and Drago. You know, I guess they found out, the three of them, and I think she works with you. She's worked with you as well.
Yeah.
And she's done shows with you. I think you know Julia. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we did shows and talked, and she's got a lot of rare stuff. It's fun. So she sent $8.
$8.88. Yeah.
Okay.
And she actually donated twice. She donated once for herself and then once for her friend Rohini Green, because they live across the pond, and Rohini's sleeping right now. So, yeah.
And feel free to in the comments, Anger Haven, anything in particular you wanted to resolve. I'll just tune into though and like bring out more abundance and what needs to be shown and make it more resilient. Then go into deep topics. And I've been finding like some deep things come out the more and more as I look at it and how to get even deeper to it. 3, 2, okay. And I'm trying, and I'm getting access to more and more stuff, so it'll be good. So let's see. Okay, I gotta translate this new thing. Okay. Lesson helps us get there, and something to focus on. Okay, what is this? A lot of I'm finding big cores that get rid of a lot of stuff is learning lessons. So let's see what this has to do with in the core. Mill out from the core. Okay, it's pointing to operations. Okay, abundant flow. Lucidity in this dream. Okay, that goes to 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 500. Okay. Ooh. Okay. And lucidity in this dream, flowing as. Okay, with this coming up with blocks in the heart that are felt, that represents it not flowing. Okay, and then what's the remedy for that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, okay, and that's from external dream imprint for this dream. And it wants to go all the way to uncreation. Interesting. Okay, and that. Okay. How's your dream folding right now? Let's see here. Goes to earth level size, and the imprinting dream is that size too. On creation plus your dream empowering past the dream and uncreating the dream imprints. Okay, so like a burning sun, and it's mostly emanating from the heart. And I'm looking at all the lessons you need to learn in it. Yeah, getting good at feeling the imprint of other dreams on you so you can get full sovereignty of this dream you're in and the programming that's it's not through programming level. What is it? It wants you to state it out loud as well as it's feeling as if it's already so. And it's strong in confidence of that, where you're actually feeling it, and then the confidence follows. Doubt and non-confidence is part of what you feel that represents the opposite, as in the imprint of the dream on you. And then you can go into vision quest and meditation to like feel into this concept of the lucid dream being held and felt. And you got to get good at shifting it. And you can do that with breath work and focus and making the emotions go to where it needs to be, where it's strong, confident. This will also include energy emissions from your body, felt strong, empowering, vibrant, coming off you like a sun, to where it just shifts everything, and you keep working on it until it's strongly held and resilient. And you practice it enough to where it's like a muscle that you get really good at. And you can do this with more than just abundance. It does a lot of things with a lot of shifts. And the whole reality around us is trying to suppress and limit and compress our ability to shift the dream around us. So for most people, it's down to almost nothing, and it's just compressed down to the size of like an atom in your emanation. So your energy emission off your sun generator is like an extension of you in consciousness that can be felt with your emotion. And that will be part of the feeling of empowerment and confidence that emanates with it, and love and in harmony. And any heaviness and disruption in the emotions will be one of those things that is the heaviness that imprints on that and limits. And so you got to also read into each one of those layers and get to the core so it stops showing up, because sometimes you can clear yourself temporarily, certain methods, and then things keep showing up because they want to suppress you or drain from you your ability or whatever. So you're also going to be tuning into what those forces are to their apex and get them to stop fucking with you. Now, I like doing the peace route and finding what those beings, because they're ultimately all you anyway. But like some of those beings are like vastly evil. It's just some of the lessons are transcending evil and understanding it at its core and why it's here and why it's allowed, because evil, suffering, and all that has a place, has a reason. Without them, our growth would be very little. Like if you look back, like what events woke you up? What made you hyper aware? What made you learn things and grow really fast? Challenges. So that's a whole part of ascension, transcending suffering, where each of the layers of suffering is a limitation on your capability in the polarity of existence of concepts. And so you're getting this lucidness in this dream to a hyper level, and it's all part of the one. So we're on the low, a lot of people are in the lower bandwidth of lucidity. So that comes with the lessons, and then going through those and understanding what is holding you back, and then using that to strength train you to have great lucidity in this realm, because it's not as easy as other places, other planets, which is great if you want to be really strong. So fall in love with the process too. Anything else? Let's see. That's a big that's a big hint. So, and that will make you vastly multidimensional if you write that on sticky notes and put that throughout your house, because they're going to try to get you to forget about that ability. But if you get good at that, then that goes into like big reality warping tech, and being lucid. But yeah, that's a big thing. Hope that helps. That will apply to everyone, but it's wanting you to focus on that. Apparently, you're ready and stuff. So some things will come out depending on who I'm reading, especially. And yeah, it wants you to master that. Apparently, with that, a lot of the sub categories of information get resolved automatically. So. And you're
wow, that's amazing.
Suppressed mostly to your body, and usually targeted when you go to sleep, and then pushed back down. But you've had expand and then compressed at various points in time, so don't feel like you're not making success and headway. It's just they're going to keep coming at you, so you got to resolve the war. You got to resolve why things are coming at you, what their motivation is, come to peace with them, get them to realize there's you're an apex predator too, like a bunch of T-Rexes going around. Everyone can have their own territory. You find out what their motivation is. Maybe a part of you is fucking with their plan, and that's motivating them to come at you. And so you got to also examine that layer of suffering and understand why they're allowed to add their layer of suffering, even though they're kind of evil, into where the bigger equation of the chess game is. Without their suffering, growth would probably plummet a little bit to half of itself, or that's why it's these sufferings are a lot of them are necessary if you want optimal growth for this earth. Though that doesn't mean you have to agree or condone. A lot of it's detaching from them and not letting them affect you anymore, and then helping the whole collective learn more lessons. So I hope that helps. And then every certain amount of lessons achieved a day, you don't have to suffer as much. And if you get to the core of the suffering and what's causing the suffering, then you can ease that up too. And then you as you're growing, you don't have to suffer.
Yeah, that was an amazing reading, man. That was deep. I just wanted to announce that people. I just found this guy on Rumble. Well, he made a comment on one of my videos. There's someone going around with the name Typical Skeptic Podcast Fund, FUND, and it's definitely not me. I reported him to Rumble. It looks like he already took the profile down, but it's crazy when people try to do that kind of shit. They try to make fake profiles and stuff like that. It's anyway, sorry about that. This next one's from Christy. I hope that resonated with you, Anchor Haven. And this next one's from Christy Campbell. And it was amazing meeting Christy in person. We've done a lot of shows together, so it was almost like meeting my sister. Because I know Chris. I've known Christy for a couple years now. So I remember meeting her for the first time in the hotel. It was amazing. So it was really cool to see her and stuff. And yeah, she just says she'd like an abundance reading, and I don't know if she has any other comments or anything like that, or anything she wants you to look into specifically, or
Sure. How much did she donate?
1111.
Thank you, Chris. You're a top donator at the moment. So remember, a top donator at the end of the show is going to get an extra abundance upgrade. Okay, so let's see here. Ooh. Let's see on here. Ooh, you were able to tap into that. Nice. Congratulations. Still being a little limited, but something's able to get past the matrix and some of your suppressors, which it looks like you tapped in successfully to. It's like a mana. It's like a mana type of energy that transcends the matrix. So congratulations on that. Not many people have that. That's working. And of course, you can agree in the power output to that, because your power is fluctuating as things are challenging it. Now, again, with power output, and I'll do more shows of that. I got so much on power, I don't know what to do it. There's like journals upon journals on it. Power is one of the bigger things that's targeted, as it fuels everything. And it's like a lot of elite want to go after it. It doesn't mean you should avoid it or think it's bad. Certain types of power corrupts, but kind of mostly goes along with it's more power over others and influence over others, and also there's just targeting that goes with it. So, and then that just tries to steal your power anyway, and then subvert it. So you got to counter that stuff. And I'll look at another thing. Dragon energy is hard to activate, so we'll be doing a bit more of that for people too. I just did that with a show on that for my abundance, so you can go on PsionicLeague YouTube to see that one in the live section. That one video is being suppressed like a lot, but I recommend getting that if you can. You can infinitely increase how much power goes in the system, and it also build creations off of it, and that seems to be working well for you. And then it should help you get more types of different abundance. There's a thing. Yeah. You're gonna have to increase your power level. It's over 9,000. Right now I'm reading 10,000 units of power a second is going into this system. Now, congratulations on getting that much and more into your other systems that need it. I can see the work that you're putting in. Congratulations. Now, the thing that's going to make this faster, let me see if I can look into a core thing. No, what is this? Now, there's a lot of things you can look at in power systems and how it works, and the targeting and anti-power, and the solar plexus is your main power center, and the soul, and the best cultivation methods in meditation focus and allowance and workout or breath work or qigong or dance or all these methods you want to test and combine together is something that you love to do to bring power accumulation as well as generation to the forefront. Now, a big one that's calling you that will make everything faster and stronger has to do with your heart center and your source connection. Your source, prime creator of the galaxy, which is an emanation connection to that, mostly. And you'll be going up the tree of that, of course, but what is it? 1, 2, 3 things that mainly I'll bring up. And okay. So 3 methods. One is once you really remember this stuff. So write it down or sticky notes or whatever. So because they're going to get you to forget about the negative things. One is surrender to your source, not in any negative way or giving up or anything that is of value. It's like kind of more of a pure hologram anyway. It's like as you let go of all the finite stuff, which is the stuff to let go of, you're embracing an infinite version of yourself. And that is essentially your source and God and prime creator galaxy. So it's like letting go of all these layers that are shielding from the greater pure light of existence and everything that's already beneath everything. And it's got everything's got blinders on it, kind of thing. It's you're surrendering suffering, false selves, attachments, things that represent external threats and war and predators and things that have an internal representation in you. And you're bringing it to where you're having faith in them as you surrender them into your source and you're compressing all that down into there like a furnace, that it's gonna have very strong intelligence of what to do with it. You don't need to know everything, but you'll kind of get knowingness come out about it, and you can read into it and you can have telepathic conversations with source. I recommend doing that, especially if they want to talk to you. If you haven't already, I don't. Somebody that, they'll come out in your thoughts in all kinds of ways. So I like to just ask people what they got going on with their source. Apparently not as many people as I'd hope are talking to them. I talk to them all the time. I love it. It's very strong. I'm a little confused at which points in my life were the big activators for that. So I gotta like still funnel through that if I want to teach other people. So that layer, so it's like surrendering the darkness, the heaviness, the weights, the things to let go of into them. And they'll have them flow through your body like lights shining greater and greater, and then that increases the shit out of your power. And then you do it more and more with more and more layers and finding out what you're surrendering to them in the next layer of onion. What's this one? It's transcendence and hugging, embracing love. So those are the other two. So transcendence is part of your journey is ascension, and this is the same thing. Going within is it's more going within than like going up. And the weights that as you embrace source with love. So this is the other one, the love one, which is when you focus on something and you love it, the flames of the two hearts amplify each other and get brighter. So that's a cultivation in the pathway of love aspect of ascension. It wants you to do that with source's heart, so that your love with source amplifies to a higher and higher intensity, and you keep working on layers. And after a focus on it a while, you'll notice, oh wow, this feels really good, it's getting better. But there's a pace to how fast it gets, and you can increase that pace by understanding and knowing more about what is the things holding it back. Like, is it in you? You ask questions to that. What's being held on to? What's limiting this from a full fire hose of explosive bliss and harmony and love? And then that also goes into the transcendence thing, which some of the blocks and heavinesses and weights and all that hold back that love from getting bigger is something you need to focus on, feel into, and then tune into vision and all the other senses that you train. And then the transcendence of that thing, and then the heaviness, another heaviness releases and flows in faster, and then you keep going. And it all increases every ability and everything, including your abundance and your power. So power output to a resilient level is what this does. I've tried a lot of other methods for power resilience, and honestly, like the deep information that I go into is very helpful, but you don't need to know everything. As long as you get a greater sense of the core you're honing in on, that gets closer and closer to the center to be held in focus while doing your activity for energy cultivation that you make more and more like with breath work, combined with a bunch of different body action ceremonies and internal focus. Hope that helps. That's a really powerful one, and cultivate being powerful, because you're fueling these systems, and you're going to be making more, making them stronger than the negative aspect of reality tries to compress you back down to.
Well, that was amazing. That was really good. I hope that resonates with you, Christy. And I'm looking for the next person now. We have, let me see here. It's Catherine Levine, and her name is Kat on here. I know she was way back in the earlier chat, but let me see here. maybe we could do Anchor Haven's friend first because
Sure.
I can't. I'm gonna try to find. Yeah, let's do Anchor Haven's first. Let's do Anchor Haven's. So this is Anchor Haven donated $5.55 for her friend Rohini Green. So we're actually doing a reading for Rohini Green, but it's Anchor Haven's friend. But Anchor Haven donated for her because she's sleeping. Rohini's sleeping. So
Okay.
I'm looking for cats.
Some interesting stuff I'm picking up on them. He wants you to train in that. Okay. So it wants them to train in third eye tech. They seem to be good at it and have a lot of dormant abilities in them. So like more of third eye tech for, I don't know what level your friend is at. So I'm going to kind of give a little bit of a skeletal system so they can at least get into gear and train it. So meditate, go within, attachment to the mind mostly, especially the conscious mind, because it like drains and it pulls you to different areas. And also I don't know how good they are at meditation, but if you practice meditation with your organs and chakras, clearing them, you start feeling good. You feel like your cell phone being charged up, and you want to make it so you're addicted to meditation by like getting so much out of it. And then after you get like such abundant power and bliss from the meditation, then you go into the third eye tech, going within, and you'll see like black, some gray, maybe some other colors, usually when the third eye opens. Is there. It never fully closes is a big thing to know. There's a percentage thing with the third eyelid. Most people less than 1%, and going into 1% fully is dreaming. 3% is around like tripping balls on like mushrooms and stuff. And then like you don't even have to worry about the other percentages because it's hard to maintain those. And like 50% is like oracle status for the earth, where you can see all around and go anywhere kind of thing. And there's more than that, of course, but barely anyone's reached it. So it's a resiliency game here. You're learning how to keep your third eye open and strong and be able to see more bravely. As you start seeing shit, things start reacting. You want to open it slowly or
Sean. I didn't mean to interrupt you. She had a question. She said, does Rohini have a malfunctioning Neuralink tech? So she asked. Anchor Haven did.
Sorry. Okay, your friend that I'm reading?
Yeah, she says, does Rohini have a malfunctioning Neuralink tech?
I'd have to tune more into them and see their image. Are you talking about like the Elon Musk tech? That's like an implant that.
I think she's saying that like this is the lady where she's having like I think she's like SSP or something, and she has some kind of Neuralink tech. Like this is.
There's especially if it's your friend, I'd say there's a good chance they could have implants. I see more energetic implants with most people, and you can remove those. You can also remove the physical ones. It just requires ET Soul Family to look into that, and I do that with people. But I usually short circuit them if they're negative, and if they're really advanced and they don't fuck with me, then they could just remain dormant. And if they're useful in some psionic amplifying way, then I'll keep those around. But short circuiting, you'd have to give me like examples of what's going on with them, and because they probably do have implants, but the question is if it's short circuiting. So that usually means it's error acting, which these implants are very advanced. So it would usually mean that she either overloaded it, or something's hacking it, or there's a little war going on over how it reacts. that also depends on the faction that's working with. If it's Neuralink and not just like a Neuralink-like thing that other ETs could be using, which is bronze this concept, then you're talking about military, which is easier to short circuit those ones. Depends on what it's doing. So you feel free to comment what that it's doing in short circuiting and what you're talking about.
One thing she did say is she said that she thinks you've spoken to her. I think either she's actually signed up for your Mexico trip, or she is going to sign up. But she said she thinks you've talked to her for sure. I know.
Okay, that's when she's talking about. Cool. Yeah. Sorry, because there's no information going on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know.
I know it's
now I know who you're talking about. So. She has implants. Less negative factions though, and some neutral that has benefits to her, though nothing too alarming or a threat that I'm reading. I'm not reading they would much harm her. So again, you'd have to tell me what you think that means by short circuiting. We'll look around for that comment. But yeah, she's got a lot of stuff. So.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us Anchor Haven? Anchor Haven's not responding now. She said, she said something about migraines. She said she gets migraines.
Okay. That's what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah. So migraines can come from a lot of situations. I'll read her for that. I'm not reading it's coming from an implant, her migraines. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's mostly from. Now, is it used as a relay? That's a good point. No. I think she already got rid of or overloaded any that would be a relay. So I am reading that she's being targeted, though. So that goes into attachment of the head, and then it's not just an entity. So it looks like handler stuff. What they're targeting, though, a new ability coming online for her. Now, depending on where it is in the head, I'll give you more information on what the ability is. Like if it's front, sides, back, or top of the head. A lot of people get the top of the head. If it's front, again, it's probably a third eye thing going on. It could be astral or entity or something along their attention. And also third eye tech being fucked with. And, top of the head is a lot of targeting and entity attachments and things fucking with integration in the crown. They'll usually be, and I'm reading she's an ability going on. And so if she clears that, purifies it, to where it can defend itself as an aspect of her consciousness, then it will give her the headache. I was going a little. Do you remember where I was when I was talking? Oh yeah, a lesson. Something. Oh yeah, her third eye tech. Sorry, thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah, I want her to go into her third eye more. So. You go into the meditation knowing that you're already seeing and that you're cultivating can already see. And you're trying to see past the layers of attachment that are veils and blackouts and blinding kind of energy. And you're purifying that and you're turning on the light inside. And you can use breath work, which used in different, you can test different things, but I like doing it in large amounts and to get a lot of oxygen flowing and get the speed and the blood pressure, and then holding the breath. And then this affects the pressure in the third and fourth ventricle that stimulate the pineal gland. And you can also stimulate the pineal gland, do a lot of things. In the past, it was a lot bigger, so it shrunk. There's calcification. There's stuff you got to shake around. The antennas can be influenced. There's a lot of tech to the ability. You also can go in an imagination and building the light. Now, you're seeing and feeling with this heart, like as if all the senses are one, and your empathy and the daydream, like sense when you're zoning out as a kid in school kind of thing, and allowing things to form, and you're you're turning on the vehicle, getting warmed up. And then once it warms up, it gets more brighter, HD, you start seeing more. So you got to train and test it. You can do practice visions, memory retrieval, all kinds of things where it tests the vision to start operating. And then once it starts flowing, you start to see it play out. There's a lot of beings that want to grant it because it takes energy, vision energy, because they want you to see things. So you can also use that to warm up the vehicle, and then to where you start seeing it open up more and more. But then, like I was saying before, if you want to see more, you got to learn the abilities to be a caretaker of the places you're seeing. There are going to be dark shit there. Not every place is clean. There's more predators out in the spirit worlds. So you got to learn some abilities to take care of things as you see them, instead of shutting it down in fear, as like when we were a kid. Like, exorcism, banishing, purification, and getting to where you're not some entity's bitch, and you can get them off you and defend yourself. And then that, facing your fears, so that like builds a strong resilience, like in the root chakra of your vision building. And then people need to go further from that, but not enough people meditate that much. So there's a good starting point for them.
That was good. That was amazing. I thought that was So I hope she read that, resonates with her, and that'll be the next. We'll get to the next one. This next one is from Kat Ellen. She just took over the highest donation. She donated $18. Thank you, Kat. For supporting. And Catherine, her name's Catherine, and I put her avatar up here on the screen. That cat picture's so funny. But she says, "Hi, Robin. Sean, I donated. Hope for an abundance reading." She says, "Thank you."
And how much did they donate?
$18.
Nice. You're the top donator now, so you might get the big abundance upgraded in the show. So congratulations. Of course, people can go, out donate or go. Okay, so abundance reading. Let's see. Okay. Let me read into some of those things too. Okay, what's that? Defensive stuff. Yeah. Okay, and I'm just tuning in with what I got, so I don't. A lot of your audience is very advanced, so forgive me if I'm talking about things you already know. So this world is vicious. There's a lot of entities here after invasions of big civilizational collapses. That's why the light force is here, and they're trying to retake the planet for the good, while also maintaining the big ascending constructs machine that's going on here that goes towards optimal growth that balances the light and the dark. There are a lot of predators that use us like energy batteries, and they drain from us whether we know them or not. They don't care if you know about them. It wants you to go deeper into strengthening your ability to stop them from stealing your energy, as well as being able to defend yourself. And any challenge that comes in to steal from you, it makes you stronger. And whatever comes your way, you'll be able to overcome that challenge, learn from it, resolve it, become immune to it, and then they have to send something bigger if they want to fucking limit you or steal from you or something. And you learn from every method that they use to steal from you: drain, portals, feeder tubes, attachment to various power centers, your DOMANTs of accumulating, building up energy like an energy vault or bank, and points of shadow in you that you can resolve through shadow work. That's like a little dormant suns inside you that like allow the dark to have more of a chess move inside you as you turn. I give them love and support them and turn their light on, then you get less darkness inside you. And they have less effect over you. Let go of the negative layers and finite and negativity held on and trauma and ways that you have in, and pushing it back and countering it and learning more and more. And then you'll have a lot of things you'll learn, and you'll be able to bring that out to your abundance and help others. That in these lessons that you have quite an ability to learn very quickly, more so than other people. And you can probably write a book and stuff like this. If you haven't already, I don't know. I see your cat picture, and I'm tuning your energy. But let's see here. It wants you to especially go into okay. And bowl for one. Interesting. Three things, all having to do with your heart. One is your divinity. So I want you to embrace that, your divine light and connection to God and the source of all going in to your heart, and shining that out more and more and making it resiliently strong and pushing it against the reality wants to suppress it. And then engulfing everything that's a threat and limiting to it with a loving fire that can intelligently overcome it. And cultivating that in meditation that expands outward. But then no, what is this? One, okay. Your source connection, your divinity, and interesting. So I did get different readings for other people. It's telling you to embrace more of your healing abilities, and that seems to be an amplifier for your abundance as like a tool that you're admitting that you've done many times. I don't know if you're doing it this life. You could be already. So it just wants to expand in that. A lot of the first generators in the heart expands with the heart expansion and your love, compassion, and tapping the ocean of chi and transmutation of the dark things you face that are the opposite of healing or being healed, the spectrum and illness and pain and all that, and then embracing it with love and learning from it and talking to it and figuring out what it wants and seeing the envisioned humanized representation of it, and then resolving until it's felt, and with biofeedback getting that. And I'd like anyone that wants to start as a healer, I'd recommend doing posts and saying, hey, anyone want a free healing? And then getting enough people and say, oh, can you recommend me to others? And then more people show up, you take donations, eventually you require donations, you build a way for people to find you, you get outreach, website, YouTube, all that stuff. And everyone can do that. Everyone can become a healer. And then expand how far you go into that. And take yourself times. Don't be a martyr. Take you days. Take a bath every once in a while. I love baths. So do one like every week. If you're going down the healing path, you got to detach from everyone every once in a while. If not, I'd recommend mastering detachment so you're doing it all the time. and while unifying in unconditional love, empathy through the connection of your source. Though there's a lot to learn. Healing is an ever expanding journey. You become a mechanic of the body, and you learn how the tech works. You learn from healing yourself, overcoming the different layers, and then whatever else. But it wants you to go into that. It wants you to go to your divinity and your source connection. Expand both of those aspects. They're all centered in your heart. So you're going to be doing a lot of heart holding, hugging, or holding the friend back, and making that divine light inside your heart shine brightly and get bigger and bigger and emanate. You feel it. So recommend that in your main meditation. That overcomes all things coming at you. Faith, love, and gratitude is the fuel. And let me see another thing, because they're doing. Thank you for the 18. Okay. 6. Yeah, I want you to go in the ascension pathway so that like a lot of things unfold with that. Your ascension pathway. Let me just read up this real quick. Based on your history and who you are. Some camouflage data, but it looks like on another planet you've ascended before. Goes into the pathway of interesting. Empowerment. And okay. You went in the pathway of empowerment and psionics and magic on the previous planet. Now, this planet has a lot of difficulties, so you're going to change up your strategy. You can still incorporate that aspect because it's been successful before, and you'll be integrating an older aspect of yourself. I'd recommend focusing on that so that it all intensifies and gets easier and faster if you wanted to do it like this life or something. Now you're now what will be very successful during this time okay, so transcendence will be your pathway this time. It mostly wants you to focus on, let me just make sure on this. A big swath of it is transcending evil and understanding how that works. It's like the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Now that goes into deepness, but it essentially makes it so that nothing really wants to fuck with you or harm you, and you avoid suffering. And there's a lot of aspects to that, and understanding what the chess players here are and what you're at war with already, and come to all wars to peace. Then all the other things are like transcendence of suffering is like the Buddha pathways. So you're going to listen to audiobooks on their great quotes, and it's some great enlightenment for that. And it like goes into detachment and desire, like external finite desire is what you're letting go of. And the things that urge or the needs for certain things to be an outcome, and the attachment things, the things that things are both you're attached to, and the things you're holding inside for things to attach to you, as you're going deeper to an infinite concept of words are really limiting, but it's not quite self, because it's beyond self. beyond being, and it keeps going deeper. There's not really words to it. It's more of a felt thing, and we're trying to translate them. But a lot of it's going within that infinite, undescribable, everything limits it in words type of thing that keeps going. And there's like a pathway you get good at maintaining every time you go into a meditation. You get it stronger and stronger and go deeper and deeper, faster and faster, to where it makes big effects and changes that you can be felt. And then you learn how it's done. There's multiple pathways to explore. Eventually, after each mastered, you integrate and hold them all at once while going into this inner focus. Yeah. But like bringing it to where the whole reality likes you, and nothing is against you, and nothing's suppressing you, and your suffering is transcended, and it no longer has any power over you. It seems like it's going to be a big thing that will be the better pathway for you, though. Feel free to explore other ones. They're all aspects in the orchestra.
I love that. That was amazing, man. That was deep. You're going really deep tonight, man. This is amazing. Let me see here. The next one is Tiffany, and I think she just wants an abundance reading. And we got Tiffany, and then we got two more people. We got Tiffany Casey and Cesaria. I think that's how you pronounce it. Cesar Cesaria. But Tiffany says, what did she say here? She says, "Hi, Rob and Sean. May I please have an abundance reading?" And thanks, Tiffany.
Sure. How much do they do?
$888.
That's so $8. Okay, gotcha. Ooh. Okay, what's this? They're doing some work. Good job.
Yeah, that's interesting you said that, because she's been focusing on meditation and channeling. She's not like out to the public, but it's so cool that you said that, because another reader was reading her yesterday. I had a reader on, and they said that she asked about her channeling and meditation, so she has been doing some work. It seems like.
Yeah, I agree. I can tell. Okay, so a lot of things trying to suppress me translating this. Let me see if we can. Okay. Okay, is that interesting? Okay, the subject it wants her to focus on is, okay, as if she's not just in her body, but like, and she can, of course, she is everything, but there's like boundaries and limits we kind of put on ourselves in focus and what we've integrated into our knowingness that's resilient. It wants her to cultivate the feeling of being beyond her body in the operating systems of the flow of abundance, which go into a circuit, connecting to how she has things set up in her life to like a value demonstrated that others would bring value in exchange. And so like her emanation, a mission projection, it being protected, the flow, how it works, and her creating constructs and seeing them, and she can even draw them if she wants, into their flow and how they operate into attracting people, going through advertising or sending people to her, in ways she has windows of opportunity for money to flow in, and then resonating into them what is necessary to where it amplifies in this dream state of lucidity in this dream, of it seeing where it's functioning better and better and better, and her being able to visualize that. Then it flowing back to her in the circuit, and fulfilling and over unity in the intensification. Now, this goes to both being held, felt, empowering, and being good at cultivating what it feels like when it's being in full power versus suppressed, or increasing in power. It's really, until you've experienced a certain level of empowerment is what you were operating in comparative feeling. And you, yes, okay, let's see. This, a lot of it wants her to center in the heart with this as well. Yeah, there's a big thing that's trying to stop this. So let me read into that too, of course. Okay. Interesting. She has, the suppression is anchored inward, interestingly. So it looks like a lot of the external things, not all of them, but like a lot of them, at least now, aren't showing up as much. So then inward, it's like the self-defeating aspect of the ego that centers in the solar plexus and possible altars, which is interesting how she got those, that are programmed against her and to limit her. So she'll need to face those, heal them, love, get them to like her, and then purifying and integrating them, getting rid of any whatever the evil is trying to do, attachment. And what else? Because it's really trying to get me to forget what I'm talking about. Yeah, and there's attachment to the ego externally. Oh, it's just mostly using her own authority to limit it, which shows some of the interesting powers she's turned on. What's the lessons? So once you go into being focused meditation, which again, you can also go beyond that, which is beyond being, which is hard to describe. It's cultivated as if it's so, and then making it stronger until it's felt magnified in strength of light. What else? Opposites and so feeling into the type of things she's facing. Yeah, it wants you to face it, even so. Like sometimes, there's demons and stuff, external and all that, but it wants you to focus as if everything's you in the center of your heart, and everything external has an internal representation. So you can kind of know about it if you want, but you're looking into the internal representation. And it also it prefers you going into the spectrum. It's seeing as if it's aspects of the universe of you. Because apparently all the external stuff can be shed off along with these internal false selves that you're ready to let go of. The representation of the opposite of a state of abundance flow, as if it's already going into motion, like we said with the previous ones with lucidity in the stream. Okay, The false selves, I'm seeing some big ones anchored to her, going deep, just to know about them. A lot of the more core ones are with her heart and attached to, let me see how the operation of this works so that people can kind of understand. Okay. The spirit. Okay, let's see how that's going. Okay, so she's gained some wounds to her spirit, is how this kind of works. Going back in time on when they happened. A lot of it Lyra being invaded by Draco, which is a big wounding effect for a lot of people. So you got some wounding to your spirit. So then there's some false selves attached to the hologram of like displaying what its current state of reality is, and your goal is to find and make a operating system or healing or purification or something like that. State of enlightenment or shedding the old or transcending or reality. But this is kind of the words that encompass a little bit of this concept. It's deeper and more expansive vocabulary. To you facing, going inward into the center point in your heart and healing, all the words I just said, that aspect of you and bring it to this greater state of being light emanation, empowerment. So it's like blasting through your body and then into the systems that are outside your body that you're also cultivating as you, beyond your body and beyond the limitation of it, beyond kind of things that want to make it a prison or whatever, of you just feeling that and being able to sense and feel how it's doing it and maintain it and then strengthen it each day until it overcomes any of the challenges it's overcoming, where it's such empowered that it makes all this abundance just come all the time and you barely have to worry about it. And that amplifies with so many other things, not just abundance, love, harmony, how well people feel being around you, ascension, really, just like everything. This goes along with that. So you're going to be also feeling beyond just the abundance circuit to all these aspects of reality circuit, internal and external, that makes this reality a living daydream of positive events after events in a storyline. Okay, I hope that helps.
I hope that resonates with you, Tiffany. That was amazing. These readings are good. And we got some decent donations that just came in. We got all $20 donations from Casey Casaria and then Rohini Green. I guess she was awake and you already read her, but she decided that Anchor Haven had donated for her, but she decided to donate $25. So she's now our leading donator, Rohini Green, and yeah. You already read for her. So we have two readings. We have Casey and Casaria. They both donated $22 each. I can pull up Casey's account.
Okay, but I didn't read for her the 20, right? So
Rohini you read for, because that was which
yeah, but that was like her. Was that her first donation though? Like $5?
No, Anchor Haven donated for her $5, and then now she just donated $25 of her own.
Right. So I should also read for her again, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I thought you already. Yeah, wherever you think is better. Yeah, that's your call. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm looking. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was looking for her. She didn't have a her profile's not. Rohini, if you're in the comments, can you put up your comment in the chat so I can pull up your avatar? Let me see here. Let me see here.
That okay. Is her thing Woo Rider or?
No, she's not. Her name isn't in the chat at all. Because she lives across the pond, and I think she's sleeping. So
Okay. I thought you just said she donated, so I don't know. If she's not, okay, that's fine.
she did. But maybe she just happened to wake up and see it. I mean, because her name's not in the chat at all.
Interesting. Okay. Which one do you want me to read first?
We could do Casey, but I got to get her. It's Casey Dawn. I got to get her account up here. It's messing with me. So give me 1 second. Here is Casey. Here we go. Ceci Beltran. We'll do first. We'll do this one first, and she donated $22.22.
Okay, so 22. Okay, so she's now the new.
No, Rohini's the leader. Rohini donated 25.
Oh, okay. 25, nice. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3. Let's start there. Okay, what is this? Ooh, interesting one. 1, 2. Ooh, okay. It's crown stuff. Let's see how that works. Okay, interesting. Ooh. 1, 2. Okay, I'm going to do that. How do I? 20. Oh, wow, I need that many? Okay, well, I'll look for that. Okay, so, 1, 2, 3. Damn, she's got a good one. So she has an army. She's got a bunch of spiritual entourage. I don't know what you've been doing to earn. Oh, I can look, but I don't need into earning that. Good work, especially it's so having to do with abundance. You got just wow. But so it goes to her spiritual entourage. And she's got a powerful being in there. One in particular. I'm trying to. It's a version of them. Oh wow. Okay. Let me just. Wow, that's big. Okay, am I allowed to say this? Okay, fine. Anything else? I'm just making sure, because I don't usually get to talk about this. Okay, so Ceci has been a multiverse, and this multiverse version of them is in their spirit entourage, and it's very good at amplifying abundance. Not the top thing it's good at, but it's good at it. This has to do with a lot of reality physics and understanding and emanation and lessons and going to many places and many reality rules and operations that then coincide here as well. So very prepared for this realm and its reality operations as well, and mastery from many different places, and then accumulating that in the multiverse that she's essentially, they are, I don't, I can't, they are female. Do you know them?
She's female.
Just making sure I don't want to misgender. So it's accumulated a lot of different tech and understanding and knowledge and capabilities, and then brought that to the multiverse they exist as, which still exists. And it's built quite a number of capabilities, and that's calling you as you're an extension of it. It wants you. Okay, so let me just talk some things that it wants you to go into, and I can go into enough because it keeps wanting to tell you a lot of things. It wants to talk to you. I recommend talking to that multiverse version of you, and it connects. Its body tech will connect through your heart, but also some soul tech in your solar plexus, and also some crown tech. So you got a lot of authority with that. So it's like crowns are waiting for you to purify and get them online with large spiritual entourages. And you will be unlocking more capabilities as you integrate a multiverse into a body, which it's not easy. Soul integration, hugging it in, loving it, clearing the blocks so you can bring and fit more of that consciousness into the body. It's a big part of it. And I can help you with that. There's a long list to do. So feel free to reach me for a session for that. And then there's a bunch we can talk about. Heart telepathy, opening that up and making it stronger in a presence and feeling and love connection to it. And then the circuit, like I've talked about with other people, doing that with that version of yourself. Interesting. You're also doing a cure thing for it because it's, as a multiverse, it's dealing with a lot of invaders and problems and stuff. And the super hybrid tech of the human experiment has a lot of things, and you've picked and influenced a lot of things in the genetics you're in to supply you with a bunch of tech and resources that you can combine together to make cures for the multiverse. So you have a lot you can trade with it and support. And so you make a circuit of support you're projecting to it with the abilities you learn and things you bring online in your body aspect of it that flow to it, and then it brings more support to you, including abundance. And this is kind of going to go on within as well because it's got a direct connection to you. And then you're going to be shining out more of its consciousness inside you so that it can integrate into the body, and all this knowingness comes with it. And the heart field expands. You release the blocks and the weight that takes up space so that it can unpack more and more on the opposites of it and transcending those polarities so that the greater aspect of that light side can flourish, and that makes everything unfold faster and stronger. And you're going to be learning how to be what it is to be a multiversal consciousness, and then bringing them that here to solve problems and make your life and the earth better, and bringing your kind of heaven realms here kind of thing. Then you need to talk to your armies and spiritual entourage, and you're going to have to delegate embrace your divinity. And then make this circuit with your source, the multiversal body tech, that version of you and his body, and so that it's amplifying light and emanation here. And your connection to God always helps, of course. Then going through vision, questing, focus, and communication with that version of yourself to integrate layers of the mystery school of the knowingness, step by step by step, and getting good at breathing in that truth of the next thing that it wants you to target and focus in the school of gaining multiversal consciousness, which is kind of like you're making like when you have a book in front of you. You don't know all the information that's in the book. So what's a way for it to unfold to you? There are like kids that just undulate the pages and then they are essentially reading the whole book. And there's the ability to just scan the book and then know everything that's in the book. But that takes a lot of work. So training the ability is like you see the table of contents and you get a range of the subjects in it. And then you start kind of perusing through the book and kind of your subconscious scans all the data and then it starts unfolding. So you get the exoskeleton of the whole system, and then you start filling in the pages of your consciousness unfolds into knowingness. And you start like focusing on the thing and asking questions, and the answers just unfold into you. So that with knowingness. Then I'd say it does want you to focus on the love purpose, which again, I've talked about this with people a lot, which is the top purpose for most people I read, everyone I've ever read actually. Achieve a new level of love that you can only achieve in the human body in this realm. Coming even close, is great. It fuels every ability, makes everything expand and grow. And then you increase that with that aspect of yourself to a high level, and it should, because you got quite a bit to love in that aspect of yourself, including every being that's there, and the whole polarity understanding of light, dark, and neutral, what you've learned in lessons before, and what you've achieved in levels of love before that will emanate faster into your heart in knowingness. And then what to do next is as you focus on that knowingness and truth, in the truth of what to do to increase your love. And then a lot of things, abilities come with it. Okay, I hope that helped.
And we got one more. It was muted. We got one more. It's from Casey Dunn, and she donated $22.22. Thank you, Casey. And
Casey, and then the other one that donated the $25, and we'll do those.
Yeah, she messaged me. She said it was just to support the show. She doesn't want a reading. Rohini.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Contact me in my messenger, and then we'll go more into depth in the things in private. That'll be fun. So Casey, thank you. How much did you donate?
22.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you've been doing a lot of work as well. Congratulations. A lot of abilities. Okay, so I can go to a big thing. About what? Oh, interesting. Anything else? Okay. Okay, I want you to learn and integrate deeply a lesson of the reality, which seems to be transcending the feelings of lack of self-worth and going into high worth, a feeling of which you are very worthy. It's just how you feel is what I'm talking about. And value, you're very full of value. So it's just, there's all this heaviness that tries to make you not feel like that. But also like lessons that are to the core of some. You resolve energy and transmute things very quickly, so you're left with lessons. Pretty much all of what you're having on your shoulders is lessons. Which it will be like, okay. Okay, so the first one is worth, but there also wants to go into value. State of empowerment is a big one. That was a big one. And sorry, I'm trying to translate this. It's like kind of a bunch of words together. It's the being both you and the reality in sync, where it's flowing abundance to you. There's like a word for that versus the lack of that. Whatever, there's a bunch of words you can apply to that. It's a little bit, what I'm feeling is a little bit beyond a lot of the definitions, but those can be put into that. And so those are the things it wants you to focus on. You go inward, you meditate. It's like an onion, psychological archaeology. You get to the core. When you get to the core, profound eureka experiences, you feel it, you hold it, you maintain it, and it's like, okay, you know what to do. And then this heaviness that represents in the polarity, the lack versus the greater state, is you're bringing that, whatever it is, the lack state to the abundant state. So you're bringing it there into where you feel it empowered to a high level and it being felt and resilient. And you do it enough in each one of these layers to where it lasts. And it lasts through going to sleep and waking up the next morning. And it becomes, your goal is to get this resilient, and you're good at this. And you might have to make sticky notes about it, write it in journals to remind you of it. Because things don't want you to be good, and anyone to be really good at this. So it's strengthened and built to a strong, lasting state. Now there are things that get in the way, which is part of the onion, and that's part of the lessons, which is asking psychological archaeology. You ask questions to get to the core: what, where, why, how, who, what, all that, and then things start coming to you. Be okay with it starting slow. As you do this, it gets faster. And then eventually you can do like how I demonstrate, where it's very quick. But everyone can do this. You just got to be patient and then train the ability, and then it gets faster. And then it's great. So I'll give you an example. Okay, so I wanted you to start with worth. So some of the aspects of the lessons to the core, which is you getting to a state of consciousness where you're at high level, feeling your worth, your worthiness, being worthy, and it's showing it in your reality. And to where it's like you're full of it and it attracts more to you. Same thing with like lack to abundance and that state of reality and value, which all are like individual things. It's so part is you getting rid of the blocks in the dark part, and then going into the light part, which is making it strong and light, to where it's like emanating tons of energy, and you're building up density of it, and it's strong, and it takes care of anything that wants to suppress you, to where it stops being an issue anymore. Yeah, so in the dark aspect, you're facing the wounds that you gained throughout your life, from family members to old friends, loves, seeing each other. And usually it is an interesting equal exchange too in the lesson. It's like, if somebody doesn't value you as much, you probably don't value them as much. They kind of, and there'll be like events in history that happen to you that will come up as you feel into this aspect in your files of your internal, and you close your eyes and you go inward and you're like, oh, this memory's popping up, and then you face that, and then you're gonna be interacting with the spirit of that person and cultivating, seeing more of their worth than you previously did, and giving them back, and then embracing them in like a hug in your mind, and helping to see and feel and know and hear into the things that you didn't notice before of their worth. Like, for instance, my dad didn't see everything in my worth, or didn't see a potential and everything. And they're muggles. My family are mostly muggles, so they don't know everything, and so it's forgiving them. But also, I didn't see huge value in them, and it's like, oh, I can't go to them for everything. But then you see where their value is, and a lot of the unseen value. Like, my dad's like a giant spiritual gun, and he upgraded the shit out of me in offensive technology to where beyond I really read and most people even have, and protected me quite a bit, even though he's not there. And I had a fuck ton of predators come at me, even at an early age. A lot of cheating, shouldn't happen, but we're in this world. So then, feeling the things that you probably didn't know were there, that were happening, that these different family members achieve and do. My mom's really good at safety. My grandpa's good at camouflage. There's all this thing that would have made the rowdy way worse if I didn't have them. So there's so appreciating things, even like wounds and abuse and all this that make us who we are. You wouldn't be exactly who you are without those things, lessons. I see a lot of the timelines. Some of the timelines I'm still in the matrix and doing a 9-to-5 job, and I'm like, what the fuck? My dad, my mom and dad got divorced, so I'm like, oh, I kind of want a dad. But I also know a lot of the timelines where I have him, I'd be doing a lot of the things he wanted me to do instead of exactly what I wanted to do, which, so understanding, accepting yourself. And with that, loving them for more than what you saw, and seeing their worth, you create a circuit. So you're projecting the circuit, and then they give back, and it builds this worth back in time. The worth is more than we talk about in words, honestly, and it builds you in reality. And then there'll be more to go on with that as you go deeper into the layers. And you got a lot of things limiting your worth. Let's see. A lot of 50% of its family members, and some loves and friends and stuff. Then an aspect is what's held in yourself and what wounds you. Like sometimes I'll make mistakes, and this will create big wounds in my ego. Like, fucking stupid. Why did I do that? You beat yourself up. So you got to revisit those and heal them and love them and be understanding. And even those have reasons and purpose. And we learn from mistakes. So more than learn from failures and all that, a lot more than successes. So just deeper understanding and going and learning the lessons of each and integrating them in hugs and asking questions about them until you get deeper to a core. Now, then it's about facing in the light aspect is once you release the heaviness, it wants you to empower your systems of worth, energy, because a lot of it you're transmuting too. You're transmuting the opposite of. It's like work. The energy. It's the emotion of worthlessness into worth, and you're creating this abundant system in your body, and you're seeing it. You're feeling it. You're seeing what it needs to be tuned up, prevent things from stealing from it, to where it's strong, and you cultivate it like you're breathing life into the flame and getting bigger. Now, there's also still lessons, which is embracing who you are in things you don't know about yourself. That is like, wow, I have that. Oh my God, so much worth. So you're going to be embracing things about yourself you didn't know, like past life stuff, what you've done, what you're doing, and these big expressions of high value and worth in you. And you're going to be integrating, and some of that can be also amplified with their victories and facing those and then making them strong. But a lot of it, those will just be affirming things that aren't as solidified. The real big stuff is stuff you didn't even know about yourself and integrating that. And that'll make a big percentage. And you want to keep going with that and strengthening and integrating it until that light shines strongly and you emanate and you walk the talk and you go you go down life like, oh, fuck yeah, with no doubt. And you're emanating that worth and people will see it. And it'll come with abilities and talents and skills and all kinds of things people value as you emanate into it and it unfolds and you learn about it, what you've done, what you know, and the more that you are. So that's an example. Now that will go into deeper stuff because there's all these different types of blocks on people that make what is abundance in this reality. And you can go deeper even without me in that by mastering this internal questioning and going deeper to the core in meditation, which we'll probably, as we'll do more of these shows of abundance, be able to bring up depending on what it wants people to go into.
Yeah, this was amazing, man. This was amazing. This was I thought this went really well, and I know that was the last one. We've been going about 2 hours. Did you want to? Thanks, Sean. And did you want to tell people where they can find you and stuff? And I know you did another show. You must be tired, man. Like, thank you for doing this.
I'm good. I made tons of energy and power all the time, so I'm going to work out after this. But thank you all for coming. Appreciate you all. And again, for more abundance shows, smash that like, subscribe, comment, nice comments below, show your love, share this with as many people as you can. This will amplify your abundance as well. I give upgrades for that. So the more you share, the more I will be giving. And you have a lot of power inside you also that will be helping. We talk, meet people like you. This more big framework of abundance will come out. And I do shows of abundance on my channel as well. So subscribe to PsionicLeague. Can you take down the comment?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So PsionicLeague.com, PsionicLeague YouTube, a bunch of the videos on the live section will be the abundance stuff. And PsionicLeague Gmail, if you're interested in the trips to Mexico and other places, act now if you can. And we got 3 seats left. Very powerful people, superpower, place of power, activate your divinity, superhuman love, hot springs, love, alien artifacts as well, of course. So, come get your upgrades and things. Be a part of disclosure. My God. And do what you love, follow your heart. Of course, you can, PsionicLeague.com, you can reach me for consultations, healing clearings, unlock your abundance at a greater level and release all these blocks on you that are holding you back from your greatest life, supported and strong, that you know when you're out of survival and thrival, that you're going to make this place a better place. And you deserve to give yourself the gift to getting out of the humdrum cycles of suffering and that hold you back from your love, your passions, your joys, your ability to affect the world for the better. And we will help you overcome those lessons together. And you don't have to feel guilty about working on abundance. There's a better pathway to do it than accumulating, grinding, where the harmony of the universe aligns with you. And so contact us and share this video out. Subscribe to Rob's channel. And Rob, tell more about how they can reach you in the Rumble and everything.
Yeah. I'm on YouTube. We're on YouTube and Rumble right now, but like I'm really trying to build Rumble, guys. Like I said, we got almost 5,000 on there. So follow me on Rumble. It's just rumble.com/typical skeptic podcast. And if you're watching on YouTube, it's really easy. It's at truthseeker5197. And thank you so much, Sean. You're awesome, dude. And it was really nice meeting you in person again. And I'm looking forward to meeting you again and hanging out. And this was awesome, man.
Yeah, you got great energy. We're gonna dance again. So we're gonna go to more conferences. It'll be fun. Yeah, and get yourself out there to these conferences we're heading to, like Full Disclosure Now, fulldisclosuremovement.org, as well as I'll be at the Alien event in Las Vegas in September 12th to 14th. Be teaching telepathy and how to turn on miracle healing. So don't miss that. We also at the Bridge Conference with Rion in Dallas. So look that up. And the more people that go, he said, if enough people go, I'll be doing more presenting. Might do some other things like in Washington. So hit me up. If you want to do shows or interviews or trade or something, and reach me for some sessions, and I'll lock dormant power inside you that you never thought you had. See you guys later. Have a wonderful night.
All right. Good night, guys. Thank you.